Building a story with Write Intel is a very simple way to grab a bunch of the current content that you have in your Intel tab and send it out to an audience. So I'm going to go ahead and click into this Stories tab. You'll see I've already got a couple stories in here that I've created. But to start from scratch, you'll just click Add Story, and you'll build out your story from scratch. So we are going to say example headline. You get to type in a story overview here, so this is a really great spot to introduce your topic and maybe introduce the audience to what you're hoping to communicate with this story. For right now, we're just going to type in overview, goes here. When I scroll down a ways, you'll see an Add Post box. So by clicking Add Post, it's going to pull forward all of the posts that are in your Intel tab. You'll see we've got quite a few in that Intel tab. So if you want to narrow it down just a little bit, you can use any of these search and filter options on the side right here. So I'm going to say, let's do a story about our social media posts. So you can go through and select the posts that you would like to feature in your story. I'm going to grab quite a few so you can get a really good idea of what these stories look like. When you close out of that box, you'll see all of the posts that we've added to this story are here. They're numbered 1 through, looks like 13. If you decide maybe you don't like one of these posts, you can very easily, in this pinwheel, edit the post or remove the post. I'm also going to add a story image to complete the entire story. So here's a really great place where you can pull an image from the web, maybe a company logo. You can upload your own image if you've got something on your desktop that maybe works a little bit better. And you can even choose an image from one of the posts down below. So now that we've got our story complete, what can you do with it? Well, first, and what's so simple, is just by clicking this button, you can create a slideshow of all of these posts. And using your arrow keys, you can navigate through them. So you'll see each screen contains the headline, it contains your Intel bubble, and it also is sourced. And so you can actually click through back to that original article. If you don't need to do a slideshow, definitely explore with this drop-down arrow right here. We could push this entire story to an email brief. You could push to Word and save as a PDF. You could push to PowerPoint, and the system will actually create a slide for every post that's in this story. So it really helps you gather all this information in a deck that you can edit and then send out to clients. Finally, every story can be placed into what we call Intel boards. And Intel boards, they're a really cool feature because basically it takes all this information that's above and puts it in a different visual format. So one of my favorites is flip cards. I'm going to click to preview just to show you all what that looks like. So as you can see, it's rearranged all of our posts, and it's a little interactive for the audience in that they can rotate the posts, read the text that's there. They can even click through to read more. So it's just a little bit more interactive and kind of fun to explore. The really great thing about any of these Intel boards is by checking this enabled box right here, the system generates a private URL. And this URL is helpful because you can send it out to anybody in an email, anything like that, and they can access this flip card presentation. So as long as they've got that private URL, I'm going to copy it just to show. They can input that in their URL bar, and they'll have full access to that flip card Intel board that you created. So that's Stories. It's a great feature for grouping together a lot of information and sending it out in a variety of different ways.